watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio. And now streaming at KPVM.TV, I'm Chris Palermo on this Wednesday, January 17th. The victim of a homicide that occurred 31 years ago is finally identified, making this investigation possible again via new technologies.
After 31 years, the LVMPD Cold Case Section has identified a female homicide victim as Linda Sue Anderson. Back on April 18th of 1993, a biologist was working in the desert area of Tropicana Avenue and Durango Drive, conducting a tortoise survey. During the survey, the biologist discovered a handmade quilt half buried in the dirt with several large rocks placed on top of it. Upon closer examination, the biologist discovered both what appeared to be human hair and a foul odor of decomposition. The LVMPD Homicide Section quickly responded and took over the investigation. An autopsy was conducted by the Clark County Coroner's Office on the remains, which resulted in her death being ruled as a homicide that had occurred from mid to late 1991. However, authorities were unable to identify the remains, resulting in the case becoming unsolved. Subsequently, she was given the name Jane Tropicana Doe until authorities could figure out her true identity. In February 2023 of last year, investigators had requested a forensic genealogy investigation by Pahrump. Pahrump is a company that specializes in genetic genealogy in order to resolve unsolved murders, disappearances, and the identification of unidentified descendants or murder victims. With the help of both the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System and the FBI, detectives were able to locate possible family members in order to obtain DNA samples. And just last month, on December 29th, she was positively identified as Linda Sue Anderson. Currently, the LVMPD Homicide Cold Case Section is investigating this case. All with information regarding Linda Sue Anderson is urged to contact the Homicide Section by phone at 702-828-3521 or by email at homicide@lvmpd.com. You can also contact Crime Stoppers in order to remain anonymous by calling 702-385-5555 or by visiting crimestoppersofnv.com.
A new deal is reached between Israel and Hamas to allow medical supplies in to help both civilians and hostages. Meanwhile, the death toll has risen once again. RJ Camacho has more on the story.
Both civilians and hostages currently being held by Hamas is set to receive a shipment of medicine, which is currently en route. This was mediated by both France and Qatar and has been the first agreement between Israel and Hamas since the week-long ceasefire last year in November. It was last reported that the medicine had arrived in Egypt. It was on the way to the border. 3 months' worth of medicine for chronic illnesses is set for 45 of the hostages held by Hamas, as well as other medicine and vitamins. According to Musa Abu Marzouk, who is a senior Hamas official, the International Committee of the Red Cross will be delivering medicine to hospitals that serve Gaza, which includes the medicine that is meant for the hostages currently being held by Hamas. Currently, there are 5 trucks carrying the shipment, which will have to be inspected by Israeli authorities before it can enter the region of Gaza. Meanwhile, more of Israel's forces have withdrawn from northern Gaza, as Israel said in the beginning of the year that it would begin scaling back operations there. However, according to reports, airstrikes still continue daily, even though ground forces have scaled back. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, on January 17th today, 163 bodies were brought to Gaza's remaining functioning hospitals within the past 24 hours. Additionally, 350 people were reported to have been wounded. This update has brought the overall death toll for Palestinians to 24,448, with over 60,000 wounded. However, there are even more dead that remain unaccounted for due to being trapped underneath rubble. The Health Ministry has stated stated that they cannot search for said bodies due to the fighting causing searches to be impossible. Lastly, according to the UNRWA, Commissioner General Felipe Lazzarini, moods are currently deteriorating within southern Gaza, which is currently the focus of the Israeli military. Lazzarini stated that he was struck by both conditions and moods of those who have been displaced, which is estimated to be more than 80% of Gaza's 2.3 million. He recalled that in some places, women have all but stopped eating or drinking due to not wanting to use any of the filthy bathrooms. He also added that diarrhea and skin diseases are spreading fast. UN shelters are unable to house any more as well due to those shelters already being overcrowded. According to Lazzarini, the people are both exhausted and demoralized due to the horrid hygiene conditions mixed in with a lack of hope. He went on to state that they don't see how they can continue to bring up their children in this type of environment. People start to have difficulties to project how the future will look like.
With the 2024 election season here, people can find themselves overwhelmed with the election process during the primary. Some viewers are even confused as to why Trump is not on the primary ballot. News 25 spoke with Nye County Clerk Mark Kampf to learn more about the subject of the presidential preference primary versus the Republican caucus and how you can participate.
So starting on January 27th, we're going to be conducting the early voting for our presidential preference primary. Voting election day is on February 6th. The presidential preference primary was established by the legislature in 2021 with AB 126. What this did is established a primary process for both the major parties in our state. It's Republican and Democrat. On those days, we will send out ballots to all active Democrat and Republican voters with their slate of candidates. You'll notice when you get your sample ballot that you may be not seeing some candidates that you would expect on the Republican side. That's because the Republican Party in our state has decided to hold their own caucus, same kind of caucus that they've been holding for the last 40 years, and to not choose to utilize the results of the presidential preference primary to select their delegates to the Republican convention. Any voter who wants to vote in the presidential preference primary can vote in the primary. If you're a Republican, you can vote in the presidential preference primary and you can vote in the caucus, and that won't be considered double voting because none of the candidates will be on either side. And the caucus is a privately run process by the Nevada GOP. So we will be conducting our election. We will be following our normal process. You can come in to vote, but the results of that primary will not be binding on either the Democrat and Republican Party. If you want to vote for Donald Trump, you will go to the caucus and vote for Donald Trump in the GOP primary. If you choose to vote in the presidential preference primary, you can select from the candidates who are on that ballot, or in the cases of both ballots, on the Democrat and the Republican side, there's a choice of none of the above. Everyone will get a mail ballot. Everyone will get a sample ballot in the mail explaining the process and where you can vote.
And musicians, stand by, because we have a story how you can showcase your talent coming up. This is News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by John Air. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, call 775-751-2372.
Welcome back to News 25. Recently, we ran this story on our newscast on foster care training that is being conducted online. Since this training is still continuing, we are rerunning this story one more time to relay this important information to you once again.
My My name is Shelby Riley, and I am the foster care recruiter for our 15 rural counties in Nevada. So that's every county except Clark County and Washoe County. So we cover all of our rural counties, and there's a need for foster homes in all of them today. Specifically in Nye County, we have 13 foster homes. And so what's really important to understand, especially in Nevada, is if we don't have enough foster homes in one county, then we're looking at placing a child in a totally different county. And so what ends up happening is that, for example, a Nye County kid won't have space to be placed in Nye County, and they might be placed in another county like Elko County. And then say a few months down the road, Elko is in the same situation, and that Elko kid has to go to Nye County. So we start to see children flip-flopped around the state, which is what we want to avoid. We want to make sure that children are centrally located near the people they love and trust, that they can maintain their school so that education can continue to be a priority for them, and that they can continue to have consistent visits with their parents so that can be a time for healing and making sure that all services are centrally located and are designed to help reunify families. We're looking for homes that are looking to be a part of this. We are looking for homes that are interested in helping maintaining a child's family and being able to have a point at reunifying one day. Our next training is scheduled on January 20th. That's a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to meet for the next 3 Saturdays at those same times. And this is all going to be online with a live instructor. So anywhere that you have the convenience of having a Wi-Fi connection, you're able to attend our training. You can be single, you can be married, you can be in domestic partnerships, you can have your own children or not have your own children, you can own your home or rent your home. There's many different people that look like a great fit for a foster home. And it's absolutely no commitment at any point throughout the training. So if you had ever had an interest of being a foster home or have ever had a heart for being that safe haven for children, this is something that you would absolutely want to check out. You can go to www.ruralnvfostercare.com and create your account by clicking the blue Get Started page. Once you create your account, I'm going to be in contact with you very shortly after so that we make sure that you have all of the things you need for training and you're ready to join us on January 20th.
And did you know Valley Electric has a tab on their webpage to link you with their Co-op Connections program? That connects you to businesses that can save you money. Deanna O'Donnell of Valley Electric Association tells us all about it.
Sign up today for Valley Electric's Co-op Connections to receive incredible discounts on everyday expenses. Co-op Connections members receive deals on health and wellness, travel and entertainment, safety and security, and more in your local area or on a national level. You can search for discounts on restaurants, concerts, show and movie tickets, theme parks, events and attractions, sporting events, dental, medical, insurance, rental cars, hotels, airline flights, travel packages, and so much more. Look for discounts in your area or across the United States. The Touchstone Energy Cooperative is a national network across 45 states, so make sure to share this good news with your friends and family across the U.S. so they can sign up and reap the benefits of Co-op Connections. Business owners sign up for free to offer discounts to grow your customer base, help the community, and increase your profits. Visit VEA Co-op Connections online to activate your account and go live on our site today. Members can use the mobile app to search for deals on the go. For more information, go to vea.coop.
And here's Mikey with your look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV. Mark Stone had his first regular season hat trick, which led the Golden Knights to a 4-1 victory over the Nashville Predators on Monday. Stone's other hat trick was the clinching Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, in which the Knights beat the Florida Panthers 9-3. I remember that. The Golden Knights are raising a 9-week-old yellow Labrador retriever named Maverick. He'll be with the Golden Knights for the next 16 to 18 months as he undergoes training to become a service animal. The Golden Knights say he will make his first appearance at the game tomorrow against the New York Rangers. The Las Vegas Super Bowl 58 host committee and United Way of Southern Nevada announced it will hold its Vegas Sports Jackpot Raffle. Open through Sunday, January 28th, the raffle will benefit host committee charities and the United. Each raffle costs $100. There's no limit to the number of tickets you can purchase. At stake, a pair of tickets to Super Bowl 58, which will be held Sunday, February 11th at Allegiant Stadium. Visit VegasSportsJackpot.com to learn more about the rules and how to enter. Pahrump Valley Trojan girls basketball are at Sloan Academy this evening. The game is in progress. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thanks, Mikey. Cute dog. Creative name. Not as creative as I could come up with. We'll be back right after this.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. The City of Henderson will be hosting their 4th annual Battle of the Bands, and applications are currently open.
Henderson will be hosting its 4th annual Battle of the Bands competition, and applications are now open until March 1st. There will be 2 categories new to this year's Battle of the Bands, one of which will be for bands whose members are all 20 years of age or younger, and the second is for bands who have at least one member who is 21 years or older. Each band is required to submit an entry performance video. The top 5 bands of each category will then be selected to perform at the final battle, which will be held at the Water Street Plaza Amphitheater on Saturday, March 30th. In order to qualify for the Battle of the Bands, at least 2 or more of the performers in the band have to be local to either Henderson or Las Vegas. The top 3 bands for the 21 or older category will be awarded the following cash prizes. First place will receive $1,500, second place will receive $500, and third place will receive $250. The top 3 bands for the 20 and younger category will be awarded the following prizes. First place will be awarded $500, second place will be awarded $200, and third place will be awarded $100. Winners will also be considered for future bookings at various Henderson events as well. For more information, including rules, judging criteria, and guidelines, as well as to apply for the Battle of the Bands, you can visit cityofhenderson.com.
Tressa Wask of Pets Are Worth Saving is here to tell us about a friendly large dog named Elaine looking for a forever home.
This is Elaine. She's 18 months old. She's been with us over a year. Elaine is an all-around great dog. She does have a problem with smaller animals, so we don't recommend her with cats or small dogs. She loves kids. She's really good with other dogs her size and medium-sized. She's a shepherd mix. We don't know what she's mixed with. But like I said, she's a great dog. She's got a lot of energy. She loves everybody. She's good with kids. And there's not been a lot of interest in her. And I don't understand because she is, like I said, she is a great dog. You can see Elaine on our Facebook page at Pets Are Worth Saving group, on our website at nevadapaws.com. To find more out about her, you can call us at 775-253-5051 or just go into our store, Thrifty Paws, located at 520 East Street, Suite C, right behind Wells Fargo.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, we're taking a look outside through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam. It's looking mostly cloudy. I had a cappuccino out on the deck today. I thought it was a nice day. Rory has your weather forecast coming up next.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Roy Rosell here from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and streaming on any mobile device at kpvm.tv. Now let's take a look at Nevada. In northern Nevada, Fernley is at 53 degrees, Fallon at 55, Carson City at 50, Tonopah at 49, Goldfield at 50, Beatty at 59 degrees, Amargosa is at 63 degrees, and Las Vegas at 58. And then there's also Death Valley at 72 degrees. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, it is currently 58 degrees. The high today was 61. The humidity today was 39%, and the sun rose at 6:53 this morning, and it set at 4:54. The low tonight is 36 degrees, and the humidity today rose dramatically to 72%. Now let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. It is partly cloudy throughout the entire week. We are in the mid-60s until we get to the weekend when we drop down to mid-50s until next Wednesday when we go back up to the 60s. And keep in mind that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, there's a pretty high chance of rain. So Pahrump, make sure to stay dry like I said yesterday. Now, here's back to the desk.
Thank you, Rory, and that'll do it for this edition of News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. We'll see you on the next newscast.